So hi, we're at Mobile World Congress still in Barcelona 2012, and now I'm with Jean Foster, Vice President of Marketing of Neustar. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Good to meet you. So Jean, tell us a little bit about Neustar, why you're here at Mobile World Congress. You have a beautiful pavilion here.
Yeah.
So what you're presenting here, what's new in the cloud?
Sure.
Especially for our cloud-interested readers and listeners in this case.
Well, maybe I'll start with a little bit about the company because
yes,
many people will have heard about Neustar but may not know about all of the great things that we're doing as a company. The company started as the company that enabled number portability in North America. So when competition was introduced 15 years ago, we were selected by the carriers to enable number portability. So when you change your vendor, your handset vendor, your mobile phone provider, that's our core business. But we've grown substantively since then. Beyond that, we have enterprise services that where we sell directly to some of the biggest properties on the internet. We sell DNS infrastructure, we run top-level domain names, we run common short codes in the US. So if you're going to text to vote for your favorite TV show, we enable that system to operate. Mm-hmm. We in the carrier business, which is the part of the business I represent, we run operational support systems to enable carriers to manage their inventory of telephone numbers or IP addresses. We provide policy-based routing services, so we enable carriers to run, effectively run their IP networks effectively and efficiently. We provide information analytics services for service providers, to assess the potential creditworthiness or risk of new subscribers. But what we're showcasing here is our mobile internet service. This is a service we call Intelligent Cloud. Mm-hmm. It's a service we announced at Mobile World Congress last year, and we're really showcasing the update and the progress with that service.
Okay, excellent. So about what you call mobile cloud solutions, can you explain what you mean with that?
Sure.
What that consists of?
Yeah, because everybody uses the term cloud.
Yeah, it's very general.
So if you think about Neustar's business, we've always been in the cloud business before people used the terminology cloud. We were a managed service provider. We run services based on a managed service infrastructure for our customers, be they communication service providers or enterprise customers. So we're not hardware or software, deployed on customer premise. We're running a managed service for the customers. For our Intelligent Cloud service, we actually identified that there was a need to simplify the task of people developing mobile applications, so mobile app providers, mobile app developers. If they were creating a mobile application, they would have to go to multiple sources to pull in applications and APIs associated with that. So for example, if you're a mobile marketer and you wanted to do location-based marketing, you would have to work with a number of service providers to get location of the subscribers. So in the US, you would have to work with all of the service providers. You would want to work with somebody like MapQuest to pull in mapping information. Right. Neustar saw an opportunity to make all of that available on one software development platform so that application providers can come to one source, one contract, one easy-to-use platform, and access all of the carriers' networks or other applications.
When you say all,
yeah.
So how many services, APIs, apps are you bringing in?
So at the moment we're working with all of the North American carriers. Today we just announced a deal with TELUS in Canada. Mm-hmm. They've now become a member of the mobile Neustar's Intelligent Cloud service. So we cover North America. That's their focus. And from those carriers we take information like messaging, so delivery of SMS, location, mm-hmm. which is probably the key area of
triangulation or GPS data?
We can do both network-based location and also handset location. So we get network from the carriers, and then we work with other partners to do handset, because there's different types of location are suitable for different types of applications. Yep. Obviously network can be much more targeted. We can look at device profile, So identify, you know, what are some of the characteristics, whether you've got an iPhone or BlackBerry or a feature phone, because then you can change the types of communication to that provider. We bring in mapping information, we can do mobile payments. Again, so what we've announced today with TELUS is they're also opening up mobile payments, so payments to the carrier bill. So we focused initially on the communication service providers and, you know, enabling information from their network, but I think what's more interesting now is looking at other sources of information. So for example, Neustar, just in November of last year, Neustar acquired a company called Targus Info. And Targus Info have been very successful in identifying and creating profile information based on either a subscriber's address or a subscriber's phone number, and being able to pull in multiple sources. They actually go to about 200 different sources of data to create a profile of maybe, you know, as I say, based on an address or based on a phone number. Now that data is anonymized because obviously we don't provide confidential information, but we can anonymize that and provide a profile of a subscriber based on a phone number. So the power of that is if you're able to offer, say, a mobile marketer, for example, the ability to do a very targeted piece of communication. You can use location. So you subscribe to a new service by one of the vendors in the US, and you agree to have your location provided for the purpose of mobile marketing. We can provide that location information. We can provide your device profile, so it says you've got an iPhone, you can send you a picture instead of a text.
Yeah.
But if we can also add to that some of this rich data that we have now that shows, you know, a bit more of your profile, the fact that you live in the San Francisco area, that you're affluent, you know, that you're, again, anonymous, but enough to make it a much more rich communication, that becomes very attractive to mobile marketers or any other mobile provider who wants to get into very rich context-based marketing.
Yeah.
Now there are things you have to be very careful with, because obviously this is sensitive information if we're giving out your location, so it has to be something that you consent to. So a key aspect of the Neustar services is we provide application providers with tools to capture your consent. So that you're only going to receive marketing for programs that you've signed up to.
So it's an online dashboard then where it can switch certain privacy items on and off.
Yeah. So the Neustar platform. So if you're thinking about, you know, as a developer, so we've talked about you as a consumer and someone being marketed, but think about you as a developer. You're able to come onto the Neustar software development platform, very easy to use, based on open APIs, and you can identify, you can pull in different APIs and create applications. And that's the power of this. So you can do it in one area, you can pull in different applications. So you can say, okay, I want to get location for subscribers who are on AT&T, Verizon, Sprint's network. I can pull that in. I need to make sure that I offer them the tools to enable privacy. So you add that privacy and consent step, and as I say, that's very, very critical.
Yeah, no, understood.
You know, you might want to pull in the device profile so you can target the communications to the handset. You can pull all of those APIs together and create an application using
And are you actually targeting a more broader developer community with that as well? Like, you know, the kind of broad developer community who would build application based on Neustar service?
Yeah. Now we basically target enterprise application developers. So for example, the companies, the mobile marketing companies, you know, this is an area that we've got a very rich history of working with mobile marketers in the US through some of our other services like the common short codes. So we target companies like mobile marketers and the application developers there. We're working with companies in the contact center or CRM space because they're looking to mobilize their contacts. You know, there's potential for mobile healthcare applications. But we're focusing very much on the enterprise side of the market. You know, for services. Because those are the companies who are starting to pull in much more complex types of applications. They're developing more complex applications.
Are you working with like marketing automation companies as well, like Eloquor or Marketo or so, to provide these services?
We haven't been working with those types of companies. We tend to work with the people who are developing the campaigns, so it's more of the mobile marketing, mobile campaign managers. They're the ones who are actually developing some of the applications.
Could be a channel. Okay, excellent. So what's next?
So where we get excited about this service is adding more and more rich context-based information. The more targeted the communications are to me as a consumer, the more valuable I'm going to find them. So we're continuing to look to add more information, either based on my profile, on some of the service providers I work with, some of the stores that I work with. We're looking at adding in, like payments so that I can do the purchase. One of the interesting areas that we found, and you've seen the research on this as well, is that if I'm sitting at home doing some research, maybe I'm sitting at home doing a research on a car, and recently purchased an Audi, so doing some research. If I'm doing that at home, my intent to purchase is probably not immediate. If I'm out driving around and I'm on my mobile phone and I'm looking for an Audi dealership, that's an indication that I am probably going to purchase in the short term.
Sure.
So if that dealer has my profile information and is based, knows a bit, about whether I'm in the right demographic to buy that car, they can target some very rich communications for us, and that's what we're working on, is to enable more of that information, more demographics, more profiling information.
Well, I mean, let's say in the regular fixed internet world, we have been profile building already for some time, right? Like with cookies, etc., and with IP addresses. What I find interesting is that we're moving here into the cloud, into the mobile space as well, which I would say there was so far kind of a lack between my MSISDN or my identification as a user with what I'm actually doing on the internet. So I think that's pretty interesting, kind of bring this together. I guess there's some good imagination there what this could lead us to.
And Neustar's, again, if you look at our history, we've got deep experience in the telephony networks, we've got deep experience in IP. We recently acquired a company called Cova, who are based in Mountain View, and they do IP geolocation. So they're able to identify, based on a fixed line IP address, down to like a zip code +4 location. So when you add that with mobile location, you can start to package some very rich solutions for marketers who want to either communicate directly, very targeted communications online, or targeted communications in a mobile environment. And there's few companies that have got the heritage of both that can bring that together.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
That was great. Thank you.